Tonight is Monday, April the 11th. I guess this will be our special meeting. We're going to move it ahead a couple of days for the impending storm at 5:30 p.m. over at City Hall. So with that, I will have Heather call the roll.
Mound.
Here.
Landrieu.
Here.
Reichert.
Here.
Jensen.
Here.
Chemnitz.
Here.
Carlson.
Here.
Okay, up next, Pledge of Allegiance. I'll ask Jay to lead us.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, up next, we have adopt the agenda. There's one thing I would like to add, and it would be to sign an agreement with Land Wastewater Conservation Assistant Fund, and that will be officially the pickleball stuff. So if everybody's okay with signing that, we've already voted on, approved, and the whole 9 yards. I would add that to the agenda. So I'll look for a motion to adopt the agenda with that amendment.
So moved. Second.
Call the roll, please.
Landrieu.
Yes.
Reichert.
Yes.
Jensen.
Yes.
Chemnitz.
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
Mound.
Yes.
Okay, up next, we have 2 sets of minutes. I'll look for a motion to approve the March 9th, 2022 regular meeting if there's no addition or corrections.
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Reichert.
Yes.
Jensen.
Yes.
Chemnitz.
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
Mound.
Yeah.
Landrieu.
Yes.
Okay, up next, we have the March 30th, 2022 special meeting. So if there's no additions or corrections to that, I will call for a motion to approve those minutes. So moved.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Jensen.
Yes.
Chemnitz.
Yes.
Carlson.
Abstain.
Mound.
Yes.
Landrieu.
Yes.
Reichert.
Yes. Okay, up next, we have public forum and visitors. If there's anyone in the council or at the meeting tonight that wishes to address the council, this would be the opportunity. So if not, I'll move us down to department head reports, and it looks like Chief Sean Madison.
Good evening. Couple items on tonight's agenda. The first one is to approve hiring a new dispatcher, part-time, Tina Lyons at $16 an hour, and then moving her to full-time status on May 25th. April 25th.
Okay, anybody got any questions or comments on that? Okay, if not, I'll look for a motion to hire Tina Lyons at $16 an hour and moved full-time on the 25th. So moved.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Chemnitz.
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
Mound.
Yes.
Landrieu.
Yes.
Reichert.
Yes.
Jensen.
Yes.
My second item would be to ask the council to approve hiring police officer Barrett Wren as a part-time officer at $20.73 an hour until April 23rd when he would, or May 23rd, when he will go full-time.
Okay, so that one is May.
That one is May, yeah, he
Okay.
graduates May 13th.
Okay, any questions or comments? If not, I'll look for a motion to approve the hiring of Officer Barrett Wren at $20.73 an hour, part-time, until May 23rd.
I'll move.
He'll go full-time.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Would you call the roll, please?
Carlson.
Yes.
Mound.
Yes.
Landrieu.
Yes.
Reichert.
Yes.
Jensen.
Yes.
Chemnitz.
Yes.
That is all, thanks.
Okay.
Thank you, Chief.
You know, Chief, I just thought of this, and for moving ahead, what could we do? I've always wondered, anyway, is there any way you can introduce the new officers to the council?
Absolutely,
Okay,
yeah. Next meeting.
And dispatchers.
and dispatchers, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Yep,
Okay,
we'll get them up here next month.
okay.
All right.
Thanks, Chief. Next up, zoning, Jackie Rostern.
Good evening. We have 11 permits for the month of March, totaling $59,560. So things are starting to move, and there is some big projects gonna start happening in town, so it's gonna be nice.
Okay. Any questions or comments? All right, I don't hear any, so, thanks, Jackie.
Thank you.
Okay, up next, unfinished business, approved second reading of ordinance 1005, additional conditional use permits. The last meeting, we approved the first reading, but retail sale of new and used automobiles, trucks, boats, and motorcycles in general commercial. So if there's no questions or comments between the first and second reading, I'll look for a motion to approve the second reading.
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Carlson,
Yes.
Chemnitz,
Yes.
Jensen,
Yes.
Reichert,
Yes.
Landrieu,
Yes.
Mound.
Yes.
Okay, up next, unfinished business, the signature of the agreement. State of South Dakota Agreement for Land and Water Conservation Fund Assistance. Short version is $81,865 for Mobridge Park improvements. So, if there's no questions or comments, I'll look for a motion to approve me signing that.
So moved. Second.
Call the roll, please.
Chemnitz,
Yes.
Jensen,
Yes.
Reichert,
Yes.
Landrieu,
Yes.
Mound,
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
Even signed it in the right spot. Okay, new business, first item up, approved Chamber of Commerce South Main Street proposal. I believe we have representatives of the chamber here, so come on up, tell us what you want to do.
Yeah, so if you can take a look at our detailed report that Katie and I typed up and got over last week, is we're looking to put permanent power and fiber optic for Wi-Fi down at the south end of Main Street by that Walleye Up statue. The purpose of this is going to be to not only host professional fishing tournaments, but also to hopefully kickstart some development on that south end of Main Street with maybe some different events that the public could use this power and Wi-Fi for. If you look in the proposal, it's going to cost about $15,000 to $20,000 to cover the cost of both power and Wi-Fi. I believe that breaks down to about 10 to 15 for power and 5,000 for the internet. We're going to be using some local vendors for that with Quenzer Electric, MDU, as well as WRT for the Wi-Fi. In terms of the breakdown of how the operational costs will be assumed afterwards, is the chamber's looking to pay for everything up front in terms of the installation of these costs, and then we're asking that the city assumes that monthly electrical bill, which I believe is going to be around $16 to $30 depending on the amplitude that's placed in there, and I think Tim Quenzer's looking at a $200, and that should be sufficient for anything that goes down there in terms of a concert, a weigh-in, or any other public event. And then the Wi-Fi, Katie reached out to WRT and they granted free Wi-Fi, so we don't have any monthly costs with Wi-Fi from September, or from May through September. So that would all be free courtesy of WRT.
Yeah, the capacity of the Wi-Fi, so it'll be enough to meet the demands for like if we have a tournament then?
It'll be the fastest it can be. It'll be 1G by 1G.
So if you have multiple people plugging in and stuff, it should be all right then?
It should be, yes. And I believe we asked them to set it up with a private and a public. So there's gonna be one that's just a total public, no password needed, and there's gonna be one that's like a private network where you need a password, where you can save some of that bandwidth.
Okay, yeah, because I'm not Mr. Technical, but just having I mean, how far will the Wi-Fi, it's a big Wi-Fi hotspot, right?
Yeah,
So, I mean, how far out's it gonna radiate? I don't know if I'm asking the right question, but, I
It's
mean,
prime perimeter, you know?
I mean, I understand what you're saying. I think mostly is we're gonna be looking to like have a wired in connection for most of these, for the most reliable connection. In terms of the actual Wi-Fi of it, I would say, think of it in terms of a home, if not a little bit more, because you don't have the barriers of walls or sheetrock or things like that. So I would say that they need a place to mount the actual port and then a place for that to radiate from. That's not the correct word, but that's what they're looking to do. I would assume that entire concrete slab should get it. And then they can always, say someone wants a concert off in the grass to the south or the west of there, the east of there. They can always take boosters and set them on, not permanent, but temporary poles and try to get that boosted so that the Wi-Fi can work. I mean, they thought that they could even boost it all the way from Wrigley Square down there, but they said that would be way too unreliable for if you're trying to do anything professional.
Okay. And as far as the electric goes, the city, $16 to $30 a month. I guess that may be a question for the council, but I mean, when you say electricity, is that gonna be, can I go down there and plug my phone in, or would this be like, if you're gonna use it for something?
Like a lock service.
I think it'll be locked, won't it?
We'd leave that up to the city. We'd probably, if you guys wanted it locked, I would probably say that would be best, otherwise you might get misuse of it.
Right.
The people camping down there,
Yeah.
so.
And then I don't know if you have read what Tim put. He wants to put one actual meter down there and then one underground box, which would hopefully set up for future progress, where all you need to do is tap into that future box. That would be, I don't have the picture in front of me, but if you can see where the trail is, like the concrete slab is on the east side of that, and then if you go across the walking trail, he wants to put an underground box over there that all you need to do is put another meter there. The box is already there, and you just have to, like I said, put a meter there. And if you're ever gonna put a shelter or picnic tables or whatever is decided to happen down there, hopefully in the future, power will already be readily available, and you'll already be trenched underneath that walking path. So if you need to trench anymore, the cost should relatively be pretty low.
Okay.
The other thing that with the Wi-Fi is they would start off from the street department building, and if you can see that map, they would take that fiber all along that Walleye Way Road on the southwest end of it, so they wouldn't have to bore underneath the street. But for the power, they would need to bore underneath the street because they would pull from a meter and a box that's already on the south end of the railroad tracks, kind of by where Jensen's leases their land.
Okay, up by where the rail cars are off to the side there.
Yep.
Okay. So what do you guys think?
Sounds good.
Yes.
So the tourism committee's gonna pay for most of it. The only thing the city's obligated for is the monthly electric bill.
Yes.
Okay? And then how we wanna do the electrical, so. I don't know. I think it sounds like a pretty good deal, and yeah, if we're gonna have events and things going on down there, Wi-Fi and electricity are probably gonna be essential. So. I guess you guys don't have any more questions or discussion or anything like that, I would look for a motion to go ahead and approve that.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, go ahead and call the roll.
Jensen? Yes. Reichert?
Yes.
Landrieu?
Yes.
Mound?
Yes.
Carlson?
Yes.
Chemnitz?
Yes.
Okay,
Thank you.
Thank you.
thank you,
you.
sir.
Thank you.
Okay, up next in your packet, approve the chip seal bid. We got both the street committee guys in here. You guys wanna talk a little bit about what we're gonna do on that? Or you just wanna go ahead and approve the bid for what it is?
I forgot how many blocks we were gonna have to do.
30,
30 blocks.
so, anyway. We got 150,000 budgeted, that came in under the budget, obviously, so we're looking at 100, whatever's before us here will be published in the paper, but oil prices are going up, so anyway. So I guess if there's no questions or comments on the bid as presented, I'd look for a motion to approve it.
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Reichert?
Yes.
Landrieu?
Yes.
Mound?
Yes.
Carlson?
Yes.
Chemnitz?
Yes.
Jensen?
Abstain.
Okay, motion carried. Okay, up next, approve park staff and wages for 2022. They're in your packet. Looks like Gordon Hentz, $13.50, Lyle Wall, $13.50, Jeff Anderson, $13.50, Reese Cerny, $13.50, Tucker Holzer, $13, Sean Mosier, $13, Otto Oster, $14.25 in the park and street, and Killian Warner at $14 in the wastewater. Asterisk designates returning hires. If there's no questions or comments, I'll look for a motion to approve the park staff and wages for 2022.
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Landrieu,
Yes.
Mound,
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
Chemnitz.
Yes.
Jensen. Reichert.
Yes.
Okay, up next, we have a petition to waive a sidewalk requirement per ordinance 9-6-5 and resolution 2205. It looks like Hard Rock Resources is the owner of the following property. I'm not gonna read the legal description, but I believe it's the old feed and seed dealership down on Fourth Avenue East. And he is requesting we waive the sidewalk requirement for that property down there. Not the curb, just the sidewalk. So if there's no questions or comments, and that's per ordinance he's petitioning, so. Are there any questions or comments on that? If not, I'll look for a motion to go ahead and approve the resolution to waive the sidewalk requirement for the legal description listed.
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Mound,
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
Chemnitz.
Yes.
Jensen.
Yes.
Reichert.
Yes.
Landrieu.
Yes.
Okay, up next, we have approve amendment to the agreement for professional services for KLJ to rebid the airport fuel tank project. It looks like after sorting through the pages, the grand total of the amendment's $1,751.89. And then down in the proposal is just the rebidding and the engineer services to go through that. So if there are no questions, I will look for a motion to approve the amendment to the agreement for professional services for the rebid of the airport contract, fuel tank.
So moved. Second.
Call the roll, please.
Mound,
Yes.
Landrieu,
Yes.
Reichert.
Yes.
Jensen.
Yes.
Chemnitz.
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
Okay, up next, we have approved the agreement with KLJ for miscellaneous engineering services. You wanna talk about that, Heather? or is
Yep,
that
so
just-
this one's
okay.
just like an on-call basis that we can have KLJ come and do projects as needed for like curb and gutter staking, or if we just need an engineer to come give us an opinion on something. This gives us permission to hire him and permission for him to work for us, and it's limited at $10,000 for this particular agreement. So if we were to need more than this, we'd have to come back to the table and redo our agreement. But it's nice to have someone that's able to do this kind of stuff once in a while.
Any questions, comments? If not, I'll look for a motion to approve the agreement with KLJ for miscellaneous engineering services.
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Landrieu,
Yes.
Reichert,
Yes.
Jensen,
Yes.
Chemnitz.
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
Mound.
Yes.
Okay, up next, we have an application for a building movers license. Everything's in your packet. Looks like Bryce's Mobile Home Movers. Anyway, this is per ordinance when we have someone move buildings and all that. So if there's no questions or comments, I'll look for a motion to approve the application for a building mover's license.
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Reichert,
Yes.
Jensen,
Yes.
Chemnitz.
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
Mound.
Yes.
Landrieu.
Yes.
Okay, up next, we have discuss and/or approve refinishing the floor in Sheer Hall. You have a quote in your packet. Now Heather, you've done a lot of work on this, so I'll let you talk
I've done
about
some.
it. Okay.
So this quote we got because the floors, of course, are in really bad shape. We had Tanner from the chamber who reached out to some of the coaches to see if we could have like basketball games in there, just like an old home game every once in a while to bring some teams together and utilize the facility a little bit more. And the athletic directors both all come back and said, we don't feel comfortable playing here because the floors are too bad. You know, other teams come here and if they're not just right, then, you know, they'll contest the game. So, the last quote we got was quite a few years ago. I think it was still when Christine was here. And it was over $50,000, and that was without the Tiger. So, the topic got brought up again when we wanted to do some other stuff this fall. And I reached out to this Rogers Hardwood Floors, which is recommended by Wade Weil here in town. And he highly recommends them, says he does great work. So I had him come down and take a look at it and put up a quote. And as you can see, it came in significantly less than the one that we had gotten however long ago it was. So this does include the Tiger. However, the Tiger would be vinyl. It wouldn't be like painted on like it is now. It would just be a vinyl Tiger that, and then they go over it with their finish. So I'm bringing it to you as a council. It's not in the budget. But I guess I would recommend us doing it, go ahead and approving it and trying to get it done this year so we can start utilizing the facility a little bit more. Maybe we could have some games this fall or this winter. I know MYO plays basketball in there a lot, and there seems to be a lot more sporting basketball type things that people are interested in having at Sheerhow. Plus, at some point, we have to just bite the bullet and refinish the floor.
So the school would actually use it again if it was all refinished and stuff, or,
I can't guarantee it,
but I mean, it's,
but there is a better chance
better
if it's
chance.
refinished.
You know, and I also think the auditorium's so underutilized because of the floor. I know Heather and has been talking to the MYO to maybe at some point get a full-time activities director for the city to get summer sports back in here as far as using the auditorium in the wintertime, having games down there with MYO and utilizing it more, but we can't do that unless it's in shape.
it needs it.
Yeah, so I guess my proposal is if the council agrees to it or wants to move forward, I mean, we can wait till 2023 if that's what you want to do. But we could do it now and get it finished for this coming season. And then I would just, supplement the budget when we do the rest of our supplements in December.
So yes, so that's the question before you guys is, yes, first time it's ever been presented at this less of a cost, but yes, as Heather said, it's not budgeted in the line item, so. It's a catch-22, you wanna fix it or not, and then we supplement the budget.
The price is right.
That and the flip side, if we wanna start utilizing and bringing people to Mobridge through MYO, we have to have a facility. So we don't always have to count on the school. The school's full all the time with their activities too.
And get 3 volleyball courts painted on there too, that's pretty helpful too.
Yeah, and all this, like he said, you can pick and choose like the lines, if you want volleyball painted back in or what you want, then you can change that all out. And that price would change, but I would think you'd want them all in there.
Are you looking for a motion, Gene?
Well, yeah, I guess if we're done discussing, I think the pros and the cons have all been laid out. So,
I would make the motion
I'll second that motion.
what is your motion?
to approve the
Okay.
refinishing of the auditorium for us.
I'll still second that motion.
So we have a motion and a second.
Jensen,
Call the roll, please.
Yes.
Chemnitz,
Yes.
Carlson.
Yes.
Mound. Yes. Landrieu.
Yes.
Reichert.
Yes.
Okay. One step closer. Next up, approve resolution and application to apply for LWCF grant for
This is that first one.
pool shade. So that's in your packet. I think we're just, yeah, you're just applying, you're voting on a resolution to authorize application for grant funding for the shade at the pool.
Yeah, this is that
So-
project that we've been talking about doing fundraisers for. There's a potential out there that we might have to raise a little bit more money, but the pool committee may have some to donate to, so we're still checking on that. But I would like to still go ahead and get this application in. So we're providing a minimum of 50% of the total project costs. And then hopefully the grant will cover the other half.
Any questions, comments? If not, I'll look for a motion to approve the resolution and application to apply for the LWCF grant for the pool shade.
So moved. Second.
Call the roll, please.
Chemnitz?
Yes.
Carlson?
Yes.
Mound?
Yes.
Landrieu?
Yes.
Reichert?
Yes.
Jensen?
Yes.
Okay, up next, we have approved step increase for Josh Fisher, increasing his hourly wage from $19.20 to $19.55, effective February 28th of 2022. If there are no questions or comments, I'll look for a motion to approve that.
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Carlson?
Yes.
Mound?
Yes.
Landrieu?
Yes.
Reichert?
Yes.
Jensen?
Yes.
Chemnitz?
Yes.
Okay, last item under new business, approve increase of zoning item costs to $225. Notice in your packet. Zoning board is comprised of 7 members. Each member gets $25 per meeting, a cost of $175. Our current charge for variance, conditional use, plat review, appeals, and street and alley vacate is $150. We also pay for public notices in the newspaper to conduct these special request zoning meetings. We're proposing to increase the fees to $225 to cover the city's cost of $175 to board members, $25 publishing, $25 admin. So if there's no questions or comments on that, I'd look for a motion to approve those costs to cover our costs.
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Carlson?
Yes.
Chemnitz?
Yes.
Jensen?
Yes.
Reichert?
Yes.
Landrieu?
Yes.
Mound?
Yes.
Okay, that's it for new business. Discussion information items. We have the financial report in your packet. If any questions or comments on that, just visit with Heather after the meeting. So up next, we have payment of the bills. Looks like we received a new bill sheet. It looks like the grand total, $345,701.23. So if there's no questions or comments on the bills, I'd look for a motion to pay the bills.
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Chemnitz?
Yes.
Jensen?
Yes.
Reichert?
Yes.
Landrieu?
Yes.
Mound?
Yes.
Carlson?
Yes.
Okay, if there's no other business before the council, I'll look for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Call the roll, please.
Jensen?
Yes.
Reichert?
Yes.
Landrieu?
Yes.
Mound?
Yes.
Carlson?
Yes.
Chemnitz?
Yes.
Okay, meeting is adjourned.